Lately, there's been tons of videos about CRTs and retro gaming. They play them great, and just like how you remember them. This trend has caught on to even people online advertising that they are selling retro gaming TVs. But is that all they're good for? I recently bought a Sony Trinitron on Facebook Marketplace for $50 Canadian or around 36 US dollars in order to play my Nintendo 64 games. It works great for it, despite only using composite video. Although I am satisfied with having this just for retro gaming, I thought that perhaps there was more I could do with it. So I pulled out my VCR and watched Pokemon on it. I was surprised how good it looked. I thought that it would look really crappy, but the TV handles it just fine. There's just something about the colors that really pop out to me. Does all anime look good on it? Definitely not, but anime TV shows made in 4:3 are the best, in my opinion. Some of the most beloved anime in this format, such as Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Bleach, Evangelion, and many more up until around the mid 2000s, were aired in this way. I find that CRTs can do them more justice compared to a typical LCD screen, and maybe even an OLED. The shows just look great, and you're not worried about pixelation like you do when you're watching it on HD TVs. My personal favorite show to watch on my CRT is Inuyasha. It takes me back to watching this as a kid on YTV, which is a Canadian broadcasting station. My only complaint is that I'm watching the Netflix version, which doesn't include the openings. It turned out that I wasn't the only one who was fascinated by watching old anime on CRTs. There's a new subreddit called r/CRT anime, and I'd recommend you to check it out, and it was a big inspiration for posting this video. I love browsing this subreddit to see what people are watching and how they are watching them. I'd really recommend you check them out, and I'll post a link down below. This part is more for newer anime watchers, but there are some different ways you can watch it on a CRT. You can buy VHS tapes, but it can get difficult to get your hands on anime VHS tapes if you live in North America, since they were very niche at the time. DVDs are a very convenient way to watch them. It is also very easy to find a DVD player and the DVDs to play them with. What I am currently doing is using a USB on an Xbox 360 to watch my shows on its system media player. It is somehow even more convenient than my newer Xbox One and Series S. You can even get Netflix on it, but I'm not sure if you can still download it. It feels bizarre to me using a HD console on a CRT, but I remember that I used to play it on a newer CRT back in the day. So, overall, is it worth it? It depends on your situation. Right now, many people can get CRTs for free or very cheap, but they are starting to go up in price. Retro games were very similar in that you could get them for very cheap due to people not wanting to play old games. Now that they are a collector's item, the price has gone up to ridiculous amounts. Depending on where you are, CRTs may be difficult to procure at any price. It took me several months of looking at the marketplace, browsing through thrift stores to find the one that I wanted to get. I'm from a small town where people can easily dispose of unwanted CRTs with their truck, or they have enough room in their house to just keep it. To me, having a good TV for that price in town was worth paying for. There's also the issue of power consumption and size. These TVs definitely need some thought and care to where they are placed compared to newer TVs. This 20-inch TV was heavy and close to the max of what I, a nerd, can carry by myself. I'm lucky that I'm able to fit it on my computer desk, but most people will have to get an entertainment unit or a sturdy TV not a TV, a sturdy table to place it on. If you're able to fit the setup, then they can be a very convenient way to not only play retro games, but also anime. Even though I have an OLED TV, not many people do, and I didn't until just very recently. I currently share my main TV, so it is nice to have a primary TV just for me playing retro games and watching retro anime. If you want to watch older anime now, it can be a cheap and convenient way to do so before dropping money on a nicer TV. It can also complement a retro gaming setup when you want to feel nostalgic without playing games. I don't think it'll make a bad anime good, but it can make a good anime better. If you have any other tips, I'd love for you to share them in this video. Thank you very much. Have a good one.